let's do our glam today. So today we're going to be doing a drugstore makeup beat and teaching you guys step by step how I do my makeup and teaching you guys overall if you guys don't know how to do makeup. Well, first off, I go in with a lip balm. This is the EOS lip balm. So while you're beating your face, while you're doing your makeup, your lips are moisturized. If you want a really smooth base and just perfect base, I usually shave my peach fuzz. Next up are brows. For the brows, I use Got To Be glue to lay them down. And I always start off by doing my eyebrows and my eyes first, just because that's what people look at first when they see you. So, and that's also what I take the longest on. So I start off by just brushing my eyebrow hairs, like not up but slanted. So I start by laying them down, and doing that makes my eyebrows more thick, like thicker and fuller. And then I just love that effect when I do my eyebrows like this. I could say I've gone through all the phases of eyebrows: the pomade, the skinny eyebrows, like the bushy brows, all the eyebrow phases. I feel like I've gone through them. So now here we are trying to do the most natural, full looking brows. With the end of the spoolie, I use that part and I lay them down even more. Right now we're giving caterpillar eyebrows, but it's okay, we're gonna fix that. Once you do that, I grab a little bit more Got To Be glue, and then this is where I go from the top and like shape them a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and go do the same thing with the other eyebrow. I be struggling a lot with my eyebrows just because they're sisters, not twins. And if you know, I have 2 scars on my eyebrows, so that makes it even more harder on me and more difficult in a way to match them up. You could either grab a makeup wipey or even your fingers to take off like the excess around your eyebrow. I have one right here with me. I used this earlier, the makeup wipey. So this is gonna reassure you that there's not gonna be any leftover. And also the reason I decided to do this video for you guys was because I just love doing makeup, and I personally think I'm good at doing makeup. So I thought, why not teach somebody else that doesn't really do their makeup like that or wants to learn how to do their makeup. So girl, I'm here to show you. Now to fill in my eyebrows, I do use eyebrow powder. You could get away with using eyeshadow, but I just use eyebrow powder. And I use the, what is this? I use the Wet n Wild. And I just go in with a brush and start filling them in. I usually start from the middle to end, just because we don't want to do the front too dark. Once you do the front too dark, there's just no going back, and it's just going to be harder for you to try to fix them. And there are 2 shades of brown in here. So we have the middle one is the brown I use, and then this darker brown, I use it to fill in the end of my tail, just to make it like more ombre effect. I also recommend you having a napkin with you down here, just to, like, if you grab too much powder, you just tap off the excess. And I've always done my makeup like that, where I tap off the excess and just add more if I need to. Now for the front of the eyebrows, we could slowly fill them in and do the little hair effects. Once I'm done filling in the brows, I go in with a concealer. You could go in with 2 different concealers. You could go in with the Fit Me. I use the concealer Fit Me by Maybelline, or even the e.l.f. But I use the e.l.f. hydrating one. Since it's more full coverage, I'm going to use this one. And I usually just put it on my eyelid. Just a tad bit, because we don't want to overdo it and have all that concealer left over there and just make it more creasier. So we're going to put it on the other eye as well. Literally like this, okay, girl? Don't overdo it. Then we're going to grab a flat brush. And we're going to dip it into the concealer. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and start carving the brow. So we somewhat have our shape right here. And then now you go to the other eyebrow and do the same thing. And once we're done carving the brows, we're gonna grab our brush, and that's when we're gonna start bringing the concealer to our eyelids. I'm gonna blend my eyelids real quick, and then we're gonna set it. I usually go in with the Fit Me loose powder in the shade 10. And also, you guys, when you guys are blending, please make sure you don't, like, swipe. It's always tap motions. Like, tap, 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 tap. I will be setting my eyelids with a brush. Next up, you could moisturize your face, but I don't need to right now, just because I feel like my face is already oily or whatever. But when I do need it and my face is kind of like dry and peely, I use the CeraVe or CeraVe, I don't know, but I use this one. But any moisturizer that works well for your skin type would work. And then you go in with primer. My face is usually between oily or dewy. So these are my 2 favorite primers at the moment. We have the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte. I also like the Maybelline one because it blurs and minimizes pores. But today we're going in with the e.l.f. And I usually put this wherever I'm getting oily throughout the day. So that's usually in between my T-zone. and I really make sure I put that really well. And also it has the sticky effect, which I love, because that's gonna assure you that your foundation and concealer are going to stick on your face. Meanwhile, we let the primer sit for a couple seconds. I go back to the eyes with the Fit Me bronzer powder, and this is just to bring a little bit of color back into my eyes. So I'm just gonna get some, tap the excess off, get some, tap it off, and then I'm mainly gonna focus it right here above my eyelid, just above that crease right here. That's usually where I be focusing it. So let's go. And I'm also using a fluffier brush, just so it could blend better and we don't have to be trying too hard to blend it. So I don't know if you can see the difference between this eye and this one. There's more color into it. So as I'm applying it, I'm usually going back and forth or circular motions. I feel like doing those motions just work out way better for me. For foundation, I'm going to be using Fit Me by Maybelline. And this is the matte and poreless. I don't know if you guys are going to be noticing, but all my products are usually Fit Me or e.l.f. And I will be applying it with a brush, a flat brush, so I can get the most coverage. And then after, I will go in with a beauty blender. And then for the foundation, I just tap everywhere. And then that's to distribute it. And then that's where I go in and start going with the brush. Make sure you get in the crevices of your nose and the side of your lips, because this is the foundation. The foundation is what really matters and how you're applying it. That's why I had mentioned to you guys to apply moisturizer and then go in with primer, depending on your face type and how you have it. After you apply your foundation with a brush, you go in with a beauty blender and just start lightly tapping to get rid of all those brush lines. Now my favorite part, which is concealer. I use the Maybelline shade 22. You guys, please watch how I apply my concealer because that really makes a big difference. So I'm gonna put it right here and drag it a little bit out, creating, like, going where my eyes, like where my waterline is. Is that what it's called? Where my waterline is, I just follow it. And same with the other eye. Now we blend. Now for the inner parts of my under eyes right here, I'm gonna go in with a brighter e.l.f. concealer. And this is a hydrating one. So I'm just gonna apply it literally in the inner corners on both sides. And this is just gonna brighten up your under eyes. And you could skip this step. You could also skip this step, what I'm about to do, but I like to do my nose contour. So I'm just gonna do a little line in the middle. And then a little in the middle of my forehead, right here. Now to contour, we're gonna go in with another e.l.f. concealer. I believe, I don't know, girl, I can't tell you the shades to get because everybody's a different shade. But with this one, I do go a little bit lighter. And I just do dots, right? Now, instead of a brush, I go in with a beauty blender. It's gonna be a little bit hard with this. And try to focus the contour just on the outsides of your forehead. Now, before our concealer dries, we're gonna blend it out. And remember to use the tapping motions I told you guys about. And since we had applied just brightening concealer, try to focus it only where we applied it, which is literally like from here to here. Okay, girl? So this is how she's looking. And don't forget to blend that little dot of concealer. And then this is where your concealer and your contour are going to be blending in. Now we're going to contour our cheeks. And when you are blending it, do not bring it all the way down here, girl. Just focus it right here. Don't do it too low or too high. Whenever you go like this, like right there and a little bit above. Now, same with the other side. With whatever you have left over on your beauty blender, go back in and try to blend those harsh edges between the contour and the concealer. So right now we're giving bronze, we're giving like we're gonna go to the beach, drink a little margarita, and I'm sure you guys love that. Now going back in with the powder, we're gonna be using the Maybelline Fit Me again. This is the loose powder, by the way, to set the under eyes. And oh my gosh, I freaking love that powder just because she's just giving smooth, like flawless. I don't know, I just love it. And with the leftover, I put it on my hand and I just bounce it up and down, and then I apply under my eyes. It's better to build your way up instead of just adding all that unnecessary product onto your face. So that's what we are doing here. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm only applying it under my eyes and going down, like down a little bit, to get those smile lines out of the way. Can you guys tell the difference? Like, it's giving flawless, matte. And this side, girl, I haven't even set and it's already creasing. I just hate when my eyes start creasing. And then I set on my chin as well. Just because I feel like throughout the day, that's where your makeup starts to rub off, is usually your chin or your nose. Correct me if I'm wrong. And same thing with the forehead. I just apply powder where I put brightening concealer, which is right here in that area. And you guys are wondering why, but later on we're gonna go on in with contouring powder. So that's just gonna help everything go together. So literally everywhere I put concealer, that's where I'm setting. And again, we're gonna go in with the Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, and this is more like of a pressed powder, and you could tell how loyal I am. Yeah, girl, I need a new one. So we're gonna just apply where we applied contour on our forehead, just very lightly. Now for contour, we're gonna do a darker shade, and this is the Maybelline. For example, this is the shade 362, and this is more of like a darker shade. For that, I go in with an angled brush, and I just go in and tap off the excess. When you're applying your contour, make sure you like lightly blend it. Go in circular motions, or if not, back and forth. But don't do it too hard, because then your makeup will get patchy or even start to lift, and we do not want that, girl. And you cannot forget your double chin, so start applying it down there. My tips and tricks that I don't really like to share a lot because it's just chef's kiss is grab some of your contour powder and with a smaller brush and go right under your lips, and this is gonna give you like that effect of having bigger, fuller lips. And then after that, I go in on top of my Cupid's bow and do like some lines. Now with the same product I use under my lips and above my lips, I use for my nose contour. Very subtle, and you want it to look like it's still there, you know. So I go in with that same brush, and I usually start like, how do I explain, like in the more like above right here, and I just start slowly bringing it down. I usually go all the way down and then connect it to like my eyebrow right there, and same with the other side. Now once you have done that step, I do a little line across those two lines I just did, just to give me that like button nose. And then I do a V under, and like, look at that. How cute is she? But you guys, we haven't got to my favorite part yet, which is blush. Recently, I've been trying to be low-key with my blush just because I'm a blush lover. But this blush, I think, I don't know where I got it from, but there are 4 shades and they're all matte. And I just used these 2 lighter ones with a fluffy brush. And for the blush, you guys could easily mess up where you apply it. So a good example is you smile, put your 2 fingers right here and keep it above the contour, and that's where you're going to focus it, which is right here. So let's go ahead and go in. And this whole time I've been tapping off the excess because, girl, we don't want to overdo it. So same with the other side. And with whatever's left on the brush, I put it in the middle of my forehead. Not the middle, but like the top right here. I don't know, I just like that effect it gives me. It's very subtle. Going back to the nose contour, we're gonna add highlight going down the bridge. And for the highlight, I use Makeup Revolution London, the duo, which comes with a blush and highlight. But today we're just using the highlight. And I use like a smaller, what do I call this? A smaller pointed brush. And then we're gonna go in just the middle between those 2 contour lines. We're gonna apply right there, and as well on the button of your nose, or the tip, whatever you want to call it. And we are done with the contour on the nose. For a more sharp look, you could go in under the contour and brighten it up a bit. And I just have this brightening powder. Go in with a little, what is this called? You know what this is called. Right under the contour, I go in with a little puff and try to sharpen it up. And look at that, girl. And same thing, do it on the other side. That's gonna sharpen it and also give you a brighter look. And with the leftover, I usually like to go where we brightened up the under eye, just to bring everything back to life, more blended effect. And a little bit on the forehead. Now I'm gonna take the leftover powder off. And lightly dust it off. And same with the under eye, lightly, very lightly dust it off. Make sure everything is just blended out. Now that our face is pretty much done, we're gonna go back to the eyes and curl. We're gonna curl our lashes and put mascara. I already curled my eyelashes, and for mascara, I go in with, honestly, use any mascara that works best for you. This mascara is from Mexico, so if you have this, for all means, go ahead and use it. And I have it in the color Black is Black. So we're gonna apply that carefully. Once we applied mascara, we're gonna go in with our setting spray, and we're gonna go in with the NYX Marshmallow setting spray. Now, when you apply this, cover your eyes and just focus it around like your face. We're gonna apply our eyelashes now, and I usually like to get mine in D-curl lashes. That's my favorite kind of style of lashes, is D-curl. The lashes I will be applying are not considered like casual everyday lashes. These are lashes more like for glam or going out, date night. And for the glue, I'm going to be using or any lash glue you like. Already above my eyelashes, that's where I apply it. Like if I was applying eyeliner, but instead of eyeliner, we're doing glue. Before applying my eyelash, I like to curl her, give her a little bend. And now I grab my tweezer and I put her on there. I apply her to the middle of my eye first, and then we apply the sides. This is one eye done. Now we're gonna do the next, and same thing, girl. Put the glue on your lash line, just like if it were eyeliner. Both eyelashes are applied. I like to go in. I save lips for last. I don't know, I just personally prefer saving lips for last. You could go in with white eyeliner for the waterline, just to make your under eyes more like pop and your eyes look more bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I just focused the eyeliner from the end almost to the inner corner, but not all the way. Now, remember when we first started, we applied lip balm. This is where we remove the lip balm. I use the NYX matte liner in the shade Sandstorm. From the outer corner of my lips, I like to bring it in to the middle. And same with the top part. Now for the center of my lips, oh my god, I use once again I use the Maybelline Superstay. This is in the shade 60 Poet. I just focus this right in the center of my lips, guys, just in the middle. So and then I reapply it again. Cute. To finish off the lips, I go in with concealer. This is just like an extra step of mine. I go in with concealer and clean up around the outside of my lips. Now we're officially done with the glam. Let me know what you guys think. I was trying to do more like of a soft beat glam. Like it's beat but very soft. Thank you guys for watching my makeup tip. I love you guys. Bye.